everybody, welcome to ScareHouse Weekly Live, and Nicole, design manager Nicole, is opening a beautiful new bucket of blood. Yep, it's literally a giant bucket of blood.
Look how pretty.
Oh, nice.
I believe that would be 5 gallons of blood, is that correct?
5 gallons of blood, and I hope that's enough.
Yeah, every year, kind of a tradition at ScareHouse is Blood Day. And that's where we take these very beautiful and ornate sets and cover them with blood. Last week was Grunge Week, where we made them dirty, and now Blood Day, where we add the blood.
Hence why I look like this.
We look lovely. So, I'm going to let Nicole pour some out.
This is heavy and I am small. It's such a pleasing consistency.
So yucky.
That should be good.
Yay.
For now.
Alright, so let's kind of start this off with, where are we in the hunt? You should see the directions casually happening behind the scenes.
Professionals.
Yay!
So, yeah, this room may kind of look familiar, but probably not so much. This used to be a different number 7 on this particular door. Sorry, Dave, if you're watching. That is your number 7. Not yours anymore. This used to be our wonderful room of doors, where you would walk in, and there'd be doors everywhere, and you would choose a particular pathway, and depending on which pathway, you either met clown once or twice, sometimes 3 times. Dave was very good. Dave the clown
Was my favorite set, probably, from this previous haunt.
Yeah, there was a big compass on the floor. Is that what they call those? And there was a kind of a, I thought it was a pretty chandelier kind of look to it. And yeah, there was a room full of doors. And now it looks very different. And yeah, like we said, something went bye-bye, so this is a brand new room. And Nicole is going to, today, after we've hung some of these beautiful tapestries, make them very ugly with blood.
Well, slightly ugly.
Slightly ugly.
We're gonna bloody the bodies and just do so with blood. You don't want to drench everything because that looks tacky. So you have to think about it from a standpoint of like where blood should be. Like, we're not splatter painting this room with blood. This isn't a Jackson Pollock painting. So what we have going on here is the idea is when you walk into the room, it looks like a nice, beautiful, can I say this, or is this giving away too much?
Beautiful room.
Beautiful room, right? And then as you come around the room, it gets gorier as you go. And it's a small room, so there's like a delicate art to how that kind of has to happen. So we're gonna do a little bit of spatter here, a little bit of refreshing on these items that you haven't seen yet because they're behind a bunch of other stuff. And yeah, I feel like I kind of want to put this on the wall and have some blood dripping down it, but I haven't really decided on that yet, so we'll see. That'll be a decision for later. So I like to do like old crusty brushes because this stuff, it's called permablood, and a good friend of ours.
Good friends, we're all
one of you with the names of the things.
Pale Knight.
That's
Yay!
it. I only know his name, and I don't know. So yeah, that's where we get this. It's a fantastic product. But once you put this on something, it's kind of think about what you're doing before you go for it. So what do you want to see first, Scott? Refreshing or splatter?
Splatter.
But, yeah, I was going to say,
Dutters is a fan of the splatter.
Should we ask, we'll give you guys watching at home, we'll give you 10 seconds.
Ooh,
Leave color or reactivating.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I can't see what's going on. Did we get anything?
We got a bunch of thumbs up.
They just want to see blood.
Okay.
They just want to see blood. Okay. Splatter.
Splatter.
There it is. All right.
So.
Oh, and splatter.
Splatter, yep, now they're
And
coming.
splatter.
There's a delay. Yay, everybody's saying
That's
splatter.
splatter.
See, I picked correctly. I know what our crowd likes.
So the action would be happening from this corner of the room. So as people would come by, they would get splattered that way. Make sense? So that way is this beautiful, gorgeous, paneled sliding door here. And from here, we would go like that. It's really fun. Did I get you?
No.
No, you're good.
Okay, good. They usually aren't around when I'm doing this, so I'm not entirely sure where the splash zone is here.
And there is a process to it. It's not just like you're,
There
like you
is,
said,
yeah.
you see a lot of in certain haunted houses or certain scenes, they just kind of splatter it all around. But you have to put a thought into like, okay, how would it hit
Right,
the wall? What
right.
would actually be happening?
So if there was a person here with a weapon going this way, obviously the bleh would happen that way. I'm not a speaker. I don't speak, sorry.
No, you're doing wonderfully.
But yeah, so that's kind of what would happen here. And I want to get, because this is a little bit stylized, I want to get a little bit heavier on this bottom portion here. Like this has maybe happened several times, right?
And it would all change based upon the weapon, too, of the character.
Yes.
Like, there's going to be a certain amount of blood for a knife, or
Uh-huh.
a sword, or a chainsaw, or...
Sorry, I definitely got you that time.
That's alright.
So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with the way that looks.
That looks really good.
Yeah. And it's very directional and it's subtle, so you may not notice it until you get around to it.
Which again is always a thing of if you put too much blood, too much stuff, it just becomes visual noise. You've got to sort of break it up a bit.
Make it uncomfortable for people.
Yeah.
That's what I like to do. Okay, so
You like making humans uncomfortable.
yay. So these skulls here, we've had them for a while. So their blood has gotten a little dusty. It's been coated with our fire coating a couple times, which makes everything kind of look.
Okay. Sorry.
Hi, and we're back.
I forgot to change a thing on the phone. Sorry.
Just. So this is where he's going to live. So if he's a bloody skull, he's going to be kind of in a pool of blood. So we dribble this around and let it soak into this beautiful cloth here. And then, like I was, where did we cut off? Should I
Just read quick, yeah. I'm
So-
sorry, folks, we lost
Yeah.
I don't understand how phone work.
So what's happening here is I'm just adding more blood to the top of this because we've had these skulls for years, and after sitting in our scenes for a long time and being coated with our fire retardant material, they get a very dingy, dusty look. So I'm just refreshing the blood that was on these and kind of using, this isn't paint, so you don't want to like wipe it on to your surfaces.
More of a dribble.
Yeah, but you can see I'm kind of guiding it where I want it to go, right? Because we want a nice mix of that realistic and like stylized comic booky looking thing happening. And this is another thing I'm trying to do a little bit directionally, because this side of the screen, this like divider screen, is gorier than the front side, right?
Yeah, so the idea being that, and there are a couple of different things we've done before with sets like this where you get a hint of it, and then as you come around, if we do it right, as you come around, again, this is sort of the benchmark for the whole scene, that it's a little bloody and then it becomes incredibly bloody.
Mm-hmm. And all of these nice little drips where blood would have dripped off of this object, we can cover. And it looks like in previous scene this was adhered to something else with that looks like to me liquid nail. So we can take our blood and cover that too.
Blood covers all.
Blood
Yes.
covers all. Because again, if you leave your previous methods of adhering things visible, kind of a rookie move.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So-
Nicole and I have both been to many portfolio reviews over the years, and
Yeah.
we're on to you kids.
Yeah.
And when you have a design and it's just all like for a mask or a character and it's all covered in lots and lots of blood, you're like, you're just using that to hide your sins.
I'm just doing a little bit of refreshing here, just because he's so dusty looking. And that's actually a coating too. That doesn't like clean off very well. But this guy has probably been sitting here for a while, so a little bit of that isn't bad.
And the difference between this is, so the stuff that Nicole's using is called permablood, and the reason it's called permablood, you can see, I think that's probably some stain right there on the side. Like,
Yes.
It will, those little streams run on the side have probably been there for years, but they look relatively fresh. And
Yep.
that's the great thing about permablood is you put it on sets and it just looks perpetually.
It's perfect.
Yeah, it looks
It's
perpetually.
wet and it's fresh and it's glorious.
Yeah. Not so great on the skin. So for
Oh,
those
yeah.
of you who keep saying,
Nope.
like, hey, splash somebody, like, no.
It's forever.
Yeah.
But also, I want to point out another thing that is a special point of annoyance, I guess, for us. Nino in particular, this drives him nuts. But if an object is sitting this way and there are drip patterns happening this way,
Yeah.
that doesn't happen in nature.
Right.
So, like this guy with these runs going that way, we're just gonna cover that with some fresh.
So there is, and it's funny, we're actually talking about this right now because we're talking with Molly and everything else about things coming up, but there is the blood we use on our sets, there is the blood we use on our costumes, and there's the blood we use on our characters, and they're all kind of different mixes and different ingredients for that reason. Because this stuff will actually, there's a reason Nicole's wearing blue gloves.
Yeah, I don't want
Stains.
this on me. Of all the crap I've got on me this week, I don't need Kool-Aid stains on my arms. Yeah, so then the next part is getting these refreshed with blood, because this is a mix of like old props that we have. They've got the same thing happening. This was probably bloodied many years ago, based on how that is like cracking. This would only crack if this item has been like moved around a lot or thrown into storage or whatever. So that being, and look at how good it like soaks into pants. Like that just looks like fresh blood.
And again,
And this is years old.
I want to say, I think we got this guy for first year Pittsburgh Zombies. So he's probably 6 years old. So,
Yeah.
and still looks pretty good. And then this stuff up here is
This
a
thing
little bit
is
less than.
gross and super ugly. So I'm gonna like coat that with blood. This is many years old, but they still read as really good, nice skulls and things. So we're obviously gonna use them. And then this great rib cage piece here is awesome. So all of this is gonna be shiny and slick and new and really gory. But yeah.
So Brittany asked, have you ever gotten blood on you by mistake and has someone in public noticed?
There are many things that I get on me that people in public notice. Yesterday I was literally covered in paint, but I don't think I've ever had any run-ins with like, are you a murderer? I mean that I've noticed. I'm pretty oblivious.
Well, you get the wood stain. If you get
Wood
the wood stain
stain.
on you,
Oh
it's
my
like bruising.
gosh. Yeah,
So everybody's like,
it
what
does.
happened to you? And
Who's hurting you?
yeah, we're like, no,
Yeah.
just wood stain. And
But-
a lot of times we'll actually touch ourselves with our gloves accidentally.
So you look
Then you
like
think of these
big
hand
bruised
marks.
hand
Yeah.
marks,
Like, oh no.
Wood stain looks like bruises. This stuff looks like Kool-Aid stains if you don't get it off quick enough. And the great stuff that I've been covered in for the last week actually gives me this rash that looks like poison ivy. So wear your gloves.
And then, sorry, I'm very old and have bad eyes. Alyssa's asking, how long have you been doing this? So I've been doing it since time began. I'm old. How about you, Nicole?
I don't know. When did you hire me?
What,
This is my
ninth?
eighth
Eighth,
or
ninth year?
ninth
It's
here,
7 for me,
here.
so
So probably 8.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
8 for you,
And 8 for Nino, too.
Yeah.
Or no,
Yeah.
he's not. He was here before I...
yeah, maybe. I
don't
don't know. 7 years for me is all I know.
Yeah, so
Scott's brainwashed us. We've been here for our whole lives.
yes,
Yes, there was
You've
There was
always
no
been
before
here.
ScareHouse.
There was nothing, and it's 32 for me. So
Yeah.
old man, not counting and 5. If you want to count the 5 years of doing the not even volunteer, the neighbors stuff in in their various neighborhood basements.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. Any other questions for us? We're very exciting. We're playing with blood.
Jeffrey was asking, do you prefer immersive haunts over boo houses? And I'm actually going to say, I think it's possible to do both.
Yeah.
That is
Definitely both.
tricky.
Definitely both.
But,
They're both
you know,
fun.
What we try to do is we try to build a kind of immersive experience, but then also put the boo scares in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I can give you a little spoiler about Basement this year, because Basement's a very immersive adult experience. But we're changing it up quite a bit this year, so there might be some more startle scares in Basement this year.
Ooh.
In a way that we haven't been able to do before. So
Excited about that.
yeah, very excited.
So it should be good times.
How many rooms this year? A lot.
A lot.
A lot.
We have 3 separate haunts upstairs still. So the first one is now Haunt 1, which we will all remember as Haunt 1, and eventually we'll release the actual name. Haunt 2 will be Nocturnia, again with some updates, and Haunt 3 is Infernal with some updates, and then technically Basement is the 4th kind of room, I guess, or maze you would call it, which is the over 18 haunt that we have in our basement.
Ooh. And tickets for all of those things are on sale now at scarehouse.com. If you guys, some of you who joined our email list, got an incredible deal on tickets yesterday.
Yes.
In fact, some people figured out one of our little secret ways. They got tickets for as low as, like, what was it, $8 or $9 yesterday? That was the biggest sale of the year. So when we say join the email list, we really mean it. But we'll have some other deals for you soon.
Can you get that off of me? I'm not doing anything.
Neither of us are. We're like hand puppets.
Well, here's the thing. I got the light here,
Yeah.
so I can't really do
Look
the
at
flip
us.
thing. You
Hi,
can lip sync me
everybody.
if you want, but blah 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 blah. Hamilton. And yes, the weird bunny with the axe will definitely be here.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Can't lose
he's our
him.
Mickey Mouse.
He's our Mickey.
Well, thank you so much for tuning into this episode of ScareHouse Weekly Live. If you have any more questions for us, go ahead and shoot them in the comments, and we'll reply to them later. And if you enjoyed this video, share it with your friends. Show them what lovely things we do in here with blood. So thank you so much, and we'll see you next Friday at noon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And here's what I'm going to do.
Oh, yeah, wait, never mind.
Because I really
Dramatic.
can't turn the finish off, so I'm going to have Dutters push the finish button on
And
the
Nicole,
call.
bye.
Bye.